Okay, let's start with a very basic sync, and basically let's start recreating with SyncTables Pro what you already do with CrossDock. So imagine a system, and that's what my old sample will be based on. Imagine a system for online classes. So we have teachers, we have students, and we want to schedule classes which are one-on-ones for a teacher and a student, which has some, date, time of a class and a duration, and a flag whether it happened or not. But most importantly, right now we have a doc with all the data about teachers that's available to only the teacher moderators. We have a doc with the students' data that's available to the students' moderators. And we have some classes doc that we want to share with the moderator for classes, who should not know all the information about teachers or students. So we set a CrossDock setup. With CrossDock, you would do this, it's probably already familiar to you. You bring over the base tables or views, whatever you wish. With SyncTables Pro, there are certain rules. Rule number 1, you cannot bring over base tables. You always have to create a view, and the view has to be specifically named. Only those views that are named specifically, this means that they are designated. Somebody put effort into making them displayed as marking them for export, and only they will show up in the list of tables to import through SyncTables Pro. So yeah, the rule is to name such views with the prefix out. We can name it out teachers, and also we have to set the permissions, which I will explain in a separate video, in the next video probably. For now, just type in read asterisk and put it in square brackets. This means that anyone can read all rows from this view. Whoever imports this view can read all rows from it. Let's do the same here. Make a view of DB students, name it out students, and set a rule, read all. And now go to our classes doc, find SyncTables Pro, add it to the doc if you haven't yet, select your connection or set it up a new connection with Coda, select who can read, everyone can read, everyone can make actions, and this is fine because this will be controlled through a security mechanism that's embedded in the SyncTables Pro, and I'll talk about the security mechanism in a separate video as well, not to overcomplicate this one. Yeah, and now you have the sync table, which is a drop-down list of docs that you own, and the doc will list those tables that are set up for export. Don't get fooled, this shows the names of the base tables, but you will be importing data from the views. So if you hide some columns from the view, they will be hidden in the data that you bring over here. This is a design choice to use the base table names and base table identifiers. The limitation is that you can only import one view of each base table in a doc. So if you were to create out students 2, another view of the students table, you could only choose one. So you could only import either out students or out students 2, but not two tables into the same doc. And again, I'll explain this limitation in a separate video. For now, let's just bring them over. DB students. DB teachers. You can see that it already loaded the columns for the schemas, but haven't started syncing anything yet. And that's because you have to set up your secret token. In our case, the secret token doesn't matter because anyone can read all rows. So we can just type in any abracadabra, and here as well. And just like that, well, fix the flags with. And just like that, we imported two tables through SyncTables Pro.